Alright, what I got here is a Crossman Nitro Piston Crusher 2 air rifle, 22 caliber. What I did buy was a UTG scope. Does have a adjustable parallax on the end. Not a bad scope. I can't really complain. Didn't really move around as much. 100 times better than the stock scope. However, I got some mixed feelings on the accuracy of it. It seemed like it's accurate. However, I don't know if it's as consistent as I thought it would be. I do have a target, and it's right here. And these are the type of shot groups I was getting when I first started shooting. I kind of brought it in a little bit. I had to dial it in at the top left, and then the center on the very top. Seems like it was grouping pretty good, so I kind of worked my way to the right, where here I put 2 in the bullseye and 1 off. But one thing I can say, using a nitro piston rifle like this, there's an awful lot of movement when you pull the trigger, and the reverse recoil that happens for that split moment. It can definitely, in my opinion, make your shots somewhat drift a little bit, just for the simple fact, in my opinion, there's an awful lot of movement going on from the initial trigger pull, and then when the reverse recoil happens, by the time the pellet even leaves the barrel, I believe both of those things happen within milliseconds of each other, and I got a feeling that's how the accuracy is somewhat hindered compared to a PCP air rifle, which you feel nothing hardly at all, and it's a lot more smoother, in my opinion. But it definitely takes a lot of practice to figure out what works holding this air rifle. Whether it's the artillery method, I don't know. Some people say that works best. I don't even have a shooting bench, and I was able to put some shots like this. On the very bottom row to the left was like kind of my last one that I did actually. I just put 3 shots in, and it actually grew pretty close. Now this is roughly at 20 yards though. It's not very far. I don't know what kind of groups it'll get further out. I'm guessing maybe not super, but I mean, what do you expect for a sub $100 rifle compared to something that's more expensive, which, you know, anywhere from $400 to $1,000. But the scope did help tremendously compared to the old scope that was on there. A lot of people say that it was just a horrible scope, and I do got it here. It is a center point that came with it. Looks just like this right there, but this is basically what it is and what it came with. But I did go into Leapers. I had to order this adapter rail on the bottom, and it came with the mounts and the rings that I ordered also. But so far it seemed like it helped a lot. I wasn't even getting close to this type of groups when I had the old scope on there. I mean, not even close by a long shot. However, if you look at this one, as I was trying to walk it in right here, I put just about 8 or 9 shots all within this little area, and not too bad. This one right here, I did pretty good. 4 shots. I put 3 in this spot and 1 right here. But as you can see, it seems to be kind of consistent. Not as much I would expect, you know. Not like your higher end air rifles, but like I said, you know, you get what you pay for when you get these things. And it definitely takes a lot of practice to get used to the rifle with the way the recoil works on these things, it is a different animal when it comes to shooting it. But it seems to work. Later on, I'll probably will be buying something like a Day State or something of that caliber, and I'm looking to get, you know, what, maybe under half an inch MOA at 50 yards, but not too shabby, I guess. Like I said, it was under $100. Didn't cost me nothing. The scope was actually really affordable. It was, I think, under $60 or something like that, but I got a good deal on it. It does have the reticle does illuminate. What on right here, it'd be red or green. You can change the color of the crosshairs in low light, and then you can also change the brightness level of it. It can be really bright and then dimmer, all the way down to where it's just almost completely off, and then turn it off. During the day, there's no need for it. Low light, it is pretty helpful. But like I said, so far. But if you got any comments about this particular rifle, I'm just interested in what some people have experienced with this model. This is a Crusher. I said earlier a Crusher 2, but I think it's just a Crusher. Yeah, it's just a Crusher nitro piston, not a number 2 series. It's just a regular one, and at 22 caliber. But if anybody else has had any other experiences with this thing, please let me know. I'm just curious on how well this thing holds up, or what should I look for. I know the trigger, some people say the trigger can be worked on to make it a lot better, but I haven't done that yet. This is stock, and like I said, shooting at something like this at 20 yards, I was using another chair to lean on. I don't even have a firing bench, so I'm sure it can probably do better in a better, more controlled environment. But like I said, this is just what I wound up with, and it seems to be okay. But I'm all ears. If anybody's got any other input on this, I like to just hear what their input is, and perhaps maybe there's something I can do to make it a little bit better than what it is. All right, out, and thank you for watching.